Good evening, good evening. This is week 5 of the season long DFS podcast. I am once again welcomed. Well, I'm going to welcome Rich. Rich, how are you?
I'm good. Kind of happy you've still not found anyone else to take my place yet, which is nice. No, it's always good to chat fantasy at any time. So
You feel like part of the family, Rich. You feel like part of the family.
part of the furniture, yeah.
Yeah, that old rickety chair that is too heavy to move, and you just say that it's going to live there. We're not going to move it. It's now part of the household.
Yeah, that's a very good thing. Yeah, it's a very good analogy. It's kind of how I feel, like a heavy old chair. So thanks for that, mate.
I love you, really, mate. You know that.
Do you? Tell me you love me.
I love you.
No, I'm good. That's weird now. Yeah, no, I'm good. It's been a good week. It's kind of a strange week as well with all of these, what we're seeing more and more with these games having to be postponed and whatever. It'll be interesting to see if we get to a point where they decide that they're going to postpone the season for a couple of weeks. Feels more and more realistic that they're going to push it back a little bit.
Yeah, I totally agree, man. My kind of thoughts are move the Super Bowl back a month. Give 2 weeks. Everyone has a two-week bye week basically.
Yeah.
Try and get everything squared up, cleaned up as much as they can, and then that still gives you another 2 weeks if you need to move any more games later on. What's the harm in delaying the Super Bowl by a month?
Yeah, and this is the thing, with it wasn't too much of an issue last week because these teams hadn't had their bye weeks. But let's imagine that the Packers or Detroit Lions have an issue next week or the week after. They've already had their bye week, so now what do you do?
Exactly. Wasn't it something like the Bills-Titans game couldn't be played on Tuesday because the Bills are playing on Thursday or something like that? So,
yeah.
Nice. What do you think happened to the Titans? Do you think they get game forfeited and massive fines?
What I think will happen, what I think should happen, is slightly different. So I think that I honestly think that they really need, the NFL really need to come down hard on the Titans. Whether they will, I don't know. It seems to me as though they, if I'm the league, I'm in two minds of it. I could make an example of them, or I could try and sweep it under.
You know exactly what I would say.
And I feel as though it's more likely that it's going to be swept under than anything.
They should make an example of them.
They should, but I don't think they will because it brings bad publicity to the league and whatnot.
And the Titans have already done that. No.
True, but
for being idiots.
Well, yeah, but typically Roger Goodell doesn't look at it like that, does he? He just looks at if a headline's going to make, yeah, exactly. So if he makes,
how disappointing! I don't know.
It is a little bit disappointing because it'd be nice to see them take a bit of a stand and say this isn't acceptable and we're going to change things as a result. But I just don't. I don't know.
Don't see it happening.
No. We could just end up with the whole practice squad of all of the NFL teams playing for the Titans.
Well, do you know what? The other option is that the Titans should still have to play the game, but they would literally just have to play it with practice squad players.
That might be where they get to the point of, might be in a situation where they have to release Derrick Henry and stuff, because I think, once you've signed those practice squad players, they not count towards your cap in some way or something like that. But normally it's so minimal that it doesn't really matter. But if you're having to constantly sign and release them, then it's going to start really eating into your cap. Anyway,
it's just size, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just like, can you not be idiots?
Yes,
a little bit. That'd be great.
That right there. And also, wasn't it a presumptive positive test for the Jets today?
Yeah, but that might just be some of the a Jets player just going, I don't want to be coached by Adam. So,
well, wasn't it? I saw something. I don't know. It might be in one of the WhatsApp chats or was it on Twitter, and they were saying something like the wording. Was it from Josina Anderson? I think it was on Twitter. The wording kind of made it seem like it was someone who has basically touched everyone. So it's either a doctor, Adam Gase, or the guy who's doing the tests.
I mean, it'd be somewhat hilarious if it's the guy who's doing the tests.
Oh, it'd be so Jets.
Yeah, that would be quite funny actually if it was that guy.
But the fact is, it's a presumptive. For me, I'm just going to take a punt and say it's going to be a false positive, and we'll move on. Otherwise, then you've got an issue with the Cardinals and the Jets game.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it doesn't really affect what I'm doing in fantasy this week because I'm not starting any Jets players at all, really. I don't want it. Joe Flacco as your quarterback.
I don't want to have to start Jameson Crowder, but I will have to start Jameson Crowder in my unbeaten team.
Good luck with that.
He'll be fine. He'll give me 10 points. That'll do.
You think?
That'll do. Yeah, well, it's either him or Julio, and Julio's probably going to give me nothing because he's probably not playing.
Yeah, I'd still prefer Julio.
I will have no Jameson Crowder slander on this video podcast, whatever you want to call it.
It's not slander if it's true.
It's not true. Jameson Crowder is a stud.
Yeah, he's good. He's great. I picked him up in like a bunch of spots, like redraft leagues and stuff. Like he was a definite target for me. He's a great kind of PPR receiver, but I mean, Sam Darnold wasn't that good in this offense, and as a result, I don't really think
Just get rid of Gase. Just get rid of Gase.
Yeah, but it's not going to happen, is it? Even with his crazy eyes, they're going to keep him.
Unfortunately so, mate. Unfortunately so. Less of COVID. Let's stop talking COVID for now because we'll end up probably talking about it later anyway.
Yeah.
Let's get on to what everyone can see here in the background. The leaderboard for after week 4 of the season-long DFS competition. And as per usual, the first item I want to talk about is you.
Thanks, yeah.
You have moved up. If anyone can remember, last week, Kingy was 30th. He is now 27th.
The only way is up.
Exactly. You said just small increments. You scored 142 in week 3 and 126 in week 4. So you scored less, but you went up. Win-win.
That's it. I mean, I did say to you last week that I was going to play the exact lineup that we went through, and I think you thought I wasn't actually going to do that. But man of my word.
It was a nice lineup, just didn't work out.
No, yeah, it wasn't
fortunately. Great. Let's have a quick look. See, anyway, any other friends of the show? Ben, you did ask where Ben Rolfe was. Ben Big Deal Rolfe.
Yeah, yeah, I'm quite happy with that. As long as I do.
Hasn't had a strong showing so far.
No, in fairness though, I think he's like as busy as everyone says they are. Like Ben is like uber busy.
Even busier.
Honestly, I don't even know. Maybe he has 26 hours in his day. I'm not sure.
That would be amazing, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
It would be amazing. Where are we looking here? We have Kev, 138. It's not a bad score this week, or last week, in fact. Well, it was bad compared to the runaway winner of this week. Jack did all right, 139.
Where's Tim?
Tim Dun, 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 dun.
There is 6.
131.
Yeah.
So he's done all right. Adam touchdown 146. It worked. And I hit a 137. We all kind of hit fairly similar scores.
Mm.
And then there was Brownty. 191.1. I think he was 30 points higher than the next high. No, nearly 30 points. Rory was 164. That's a pretty good score.
Pretty ballsy to put Joe Mixon in your lineup, though, isn't it?
He was 5'8", 5,800, wasn't he? I didn't even really consider him.
I didn't, because he sucked all year.
He has.
Yeah, but it's okay, because now we can just hear all of the people who selected Joe Mixon in the first or second round of their fantasy drafts now saying that they're doing fantastic.
I'm not saying anything, but I'm waving. I did. Hi.
Yeah, it's just all the early victory laps. Like, okay, cool. He's had one good game.
I hate victory laps.
Sweet.
I hate them.
Victory laps are perfect if if it's legit. But I don't know. It's not. In this case, it's not.
No.
It's not.
I don't know if many of the people, well, everyone who is in the competition gets this access to the spreadsheet, and they can. Don't know if they are aware that they can select to see how they're doing against somebody else.
Look at you learning spreadsheets.
No, this wasn't done by me.
Okay.
I didn't do this. This was done by Rob Nugent. He's currently sitting in 30th, so you guys swap positions. He as he said to me, I put this together on my lunch hour. Like, you did it.
Should I be offended that you didn't ask me? I don't know.
Well, no, he literally just said, "I've done this." I didn't ask.
Oh, I see.
Because he thought he thought the spreadsheet that I did was crap. It wasn't that bad.
Wasn't that bad.
But you can see here, we can, surprisingly, there's me and you, so we can see kind of how we've done. This week we were pretty close. Week 2 is the week that killed you.
Fell apart, didn't it?
Yeah. But when I'm looking, the average for me is about 160, I believe, and the average for the league. So you can see the average for the league, which is quite good. So you can, let's do you and let's find Ben. There we go. Is it going to work, or is it going to be? Yeah, so you got you and Ben there. Well, I don't know why it's showing that, but it is. So you guys are pretty close. Is it kind of bragging rights to see who beats each other here?
I feel like it's a bigger deal for me than it is for Ben.
Mr. Big Deal, thinking it's a big deal. Shocker.
Because whenever he just doesn't talk about it, and I because me and Ben talk semi-regularly, and he just doesn't mention it. So I don't know if he's not mentioning it because he's doing badly, or if he's not like overly bothered for it. But I certainly would. I'm happier being above where Ben is than not.
Yeah.
So
overall, mate, I'm happy. I finished 4th last year, out the money. I'm currently sitting second. I'm in a happy place, and the likelihood for me for going forward is I'm just going to be an absolute wimp and play it safe and hopefully stay in the top 3, and that's probably not going to win it for me.
Yeah, I'm kind of getting to a point now where I'm just going to start swinging soon.
This is the beauty of this competition. You can start swinging in week 5 because you get to that point where to be honest, mate, you're a couple of good weeks away from.
I was just thinking a lot of my things, like if I'm not looking like I'm going to challenge, then it's a case of try and do something drastic. Like if no one wants to trade with you in like your redraft league or your dynasty league or something, then it's like I always feel like those leagues are just awful because you're basically forcing people to give up on a league.
Yeah.
So yeah, just try something. See if you can pull something out because you've got nothing to lose.
So I'm just looked at the averages, and I'm going to set myself a target every single week that I just want to beat my average score every week.
That's how you win.
Yeah. Just want to do that. If I can get 165 this week, great. That's what I wanted last week, and I didn't. So it's an interesting week this week. I think we should stop talking about this and actually get onto who we like.
Yeah.
And what we're going to do, we're going to switch it up this week. We're not going to do a milli maker between us because, well, I just felt like doing something different. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk through position by position players that we like, and then we're going to chuck 2 lineups out there from each of us with different players. Probably they should be hopefully different players. Don't give me 2 lineups that are exactly the same and say that it's the winning lineup.
No, I've got some players that are similar, but that's just because I feel like I can't not with their price point. But
yeah, I know what you mean. I'm going to open up the DraftKings Milli Maker anyway, just so we can have a look at the players and see what they've scored previously, and also I've got a sleeper up in case we need to see what snap percentages are if that's something that you want to see. So let's grab that up. Now I've gone old school. I'm on pen and paper for my stuff. I sat down at the kitchen island. Yeah, I know.
It's a bit show off, isn't it?
Well, I'm not sitting there with 2 screens like you are probably.
I've got two post-it notes.
Your virtual background is
line up 2.
This is the professionalism you get on the season long DFS podcast.
You know, if we win the milli maker eventually, then maybe I could afford some more. Maybe I could afford a notebook. But until that happens, it's just going to be these post-it notes, which I definitely did not. If my employer's watching, definitely did not take from the office before it closed. Definitely, I don't even know what you're talking about. Yeah, don't. No idea.
Oh, I love you for that. Oh, that's brilliant.
Also, if my employers were genuinely did not. Yeah. Okay, let's move on before I get fired.
All right, mate. Okay, I've got a list of. I've got 5 QBs that my lineups that I'm going to put together.
Okay.
This week are going to be based around. Have you got a similar kind of amount of QBs, or are you is there 2 that you're like, bang, this is the 2 that I'm only going to use?
For me, I've got three guys that I'm kind of between.
All right, I've got only some projected ownership percentages on my ones as well, which is quite interesting. I'll list mine off.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I'm going to say the first 3, I think, might be the 3 of yours.
Okay.
Teddy Bridgewater.
Yeah.
He's 5,900. I've got his projected ownership to be 6%.
Yeah. Okay.
He's going up against the Falcons. As a Falcons fan, literally, we don't have a defense.
That is correct.
It's awful.
It's optional.
It's especially with a defensive head coach.
Yeah, just do what you want.
Yeah, Falcons D sucks balls. We are missing basically all of our starting strong safeties, free safeties. I think I think Terrell's back, the rookie cornerback. DBs, we are in bad shape. And Teddy has looked pretty good the last couple of weeks. And I think at the moment, any QB going up against the Falcons is always going to be on my short list. And at the price, under 6,000, I like it.
Yeah, it feels to me like a slam.
Yeah. Deshaun Watson.
No, he's not one.
I've got Watson. I've got his ownership percentage projected at 8%.
Okay.
Which isn't the highest. Obviously, the highest is Mahomes. I think I can't remember what his the projected percentage was, but this is when the games for the Texans get easier. They've got rid of Bill O'Brien. Deshaun Watson is free. He is as free as a bird now. The Jaguars are not a good team. I don't care what anybody says. They are a horrendous team, and who's their rookie cornerback who's played really well recent to start with this season?
Name escapes me.
Is it Henderson? CJ Henderson?
Could be.
I think so. He's dealing with a niggling injury. Their other cornerback is, I believe, out as well, I think. So they're going to struggle. I think Watson could have a field day this week. I really think he could. This will be his breakout for the season.
Yeah, I can see that. Divisional game as well.
Exactly. I've also got Matt Ryan.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't think you were going to be too high on him. I've got his ownership percentage at 4%. He's 6,100. By the way, Watson is 6,900. Didn't say his price. Ryan is 6,100. Let me explain why. After 2 poor games, we're at home. We at home? I swear we're at home.
You are at home.
We are at home. I'm not even looking at the screen. Ryan plays Ryan seems to play better at home. The Carolina defense still isn't good. In my eyes, I think they can be passed on. I'm still not huge on Gurley, even without Julio. I think Ryan is going to put up. I just think he's safe. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
He's safe. He could give you, let me put it this way, Ryan could give you 250 in one, or he could go for 404.
Or he could do what he did against the Packers and not throw a single touchdown.
Yeah, but I've got
that's my worry, is that he won't throw a touchdown, because if you're the defensive coordinator for Jacksonville, which I don't know where you'd want to be that, but someone has to be.
We're playing the Panthers.
Yeah, for the Panthers. Sorry, my bad. If Julio looks like he's looked like he's trending to not play.
Oh, he's not.
So, yeah. So all I have to do is, double team Calvin Ridley. That's what it feels like to me. Like I feel as though this is more of a matchup for Todd Gurley than Matt Ryan.
I don't hate Todd Gurley in this. I really don't. I don't think he's. He doesn't look like Todd Gurley. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, he scored 2 touchdowns last week. But
yeah.
He looks slow. He can't get to the outside. He hasn't got that pace. Why do you think the Brian Hill's going to be mixed in more now? It's starting to be mixed in more. And Ito Smith. Gurley's always going to be on some kind of snap count anyway. It's because of his knees. They want to make sure that he can get through the whole season when we finish 4-12. But yeah, I think Ryan is, for me, his ownership percentage is usually higher than 4%.
Mm-hmm.
So I think if you want to zig when other people are zagging, then I think that's maybe a choice. I don't think a lot of people will. I suspect it might be less than 4%, but we'll see. The other 2 I've got are Kyler Murray going against the Jets, but with the COVID test for the Jets, as we spoke about, who knows? He's 7,200. Yeah, it's the Jets. Do you need to say anything more? He hasn't improved as a passer. He's what did he throw? Was it 3 interceptions last week?
You could have been. Yeah.
He threw 3 interceptions last week and still smashed. Yeah,
The week before.
In week 3, 3 interceptions, 2 touchdowns, and still hit 24.7 points.
It's the rushing, isn't it? That's the
thing.
It's
the rushing, and more points than when he threw no interceptions, 3 touchdowns last week against Carolina, and 133 yards. What the hell is that? It's ridiculous. It's the rushing floor for Kyler Murray for me.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's a real shame that we've Josh Allen. The Bills is delayed because he would have been lovely this week.
Yeah,
against the Titans. And I'm going to scroll that down. My other one is Jared Goff.
Interesting.
Low ownership percentage, projected at about 1.5%.
Yeah.
He's kind of, you're either going to feast right here, or you're
feast or famine, isn't it?
You're going to get 11 points. I don't mind him against this Washington defense. I think he'll be getting the ball out quick. I suspect Jared Goff isn't going to be in a huge amount of my lineups, but I will have 1 or 2 with him in and I will stack him probably with Kupp and Woods if I'm going to do Goff. But yeah, he's an option. He's 6.5 feels a little bit more expensive at the value. Teddy at 5.9 is a smash play, isn't he?
Yeah. Going back to the stack there, I don't know if I like Woods in this game. I actually said yesterday when I was recording with Jack that I had him as a sit.
Okay.
Washington are decent against wide receivers, and Woods isn't seeing the target share that we expected.
He is being used in the run game, though, occasionally.
But I think you can more likely Kupp. I don't mind, but I think for me, if I'm stacking, I'm going Tyler Higbee because Washington aren't good against tight ends, and Higbee. I'm going to say Higbee, and then it's going to be Everett.
It'll be Everett.
Goal line work, but yeah, basically, I'm saying choose a Rams tight end because that's where you can really cause them issues.
Higbee's one of the most expensive, I think. Yeah, he's 5.6, and Everett you'll get a fair bit cheaper. Why can't I find Everett?
There he is. 2.5.
Oh, there we go. Nice and cheap then. Nice and cheap. What about your quarterbacks, mate? Because I've been rambling on too much about mine. What about yours?
So mine, Teddy Bridgewater.
Yeah.
Which we've spoken about. And then Kirk Cousins. Yeah, his ownership is going to be ridiculously low as well. Fancy Pros has it projected at 1%. I think this game.
It's not on the main slate.
It's not on the main slate. That's my bad.
Blame on the post-it note.
Blame on the post-it note.
If Cousins were on the main slate, I would be all over Adam Thielen as well.
Yeah, my bad.
That's right.
Ben Roethlisberger was my other one. Seems like it's not good. Yeah, seems like it's not a good matchup on paper, but I think they're just going to be able to do what they want, and I think Ben's probably going to want to air it out. So, I
don't hate the Roethlisberger one at all.
No, I mean,
I think he needs to get it out quickly.
You got Johnson coming back.
Ebron coming.
Ebron's good, and Eagles struggle against tight ends.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're my two.
Do
you know, I'm somewhat tempted by Philip Rivers if it wasn't for the fact that he hasn't been the same guy he has been in LA, because the Browns struggle against wide receivers, which makes me think they're going to be passing it more often. But I don't know. The fact that the Colts defense is good makes me not like Rivers.
Yeah, 19, 11, 12 and 11.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? Like, this interception number is far too low for my liking from Philip Rivers. You know,
especially when he's the same price around as Bridgewater.
Yeah.
I,
Yeah, no.
I know I said the projected ownership on Teddy is about 6%. Is it really going to be that low?
I feel like it's got to be higher.
I reckon it's going to be near a 10.
The only thing I would be tempted to do would be if I'm really just wanting to take an absolute punt.
Don't say Joe Flacco.
I'm not an idiot. Although it's equally as gambly, but he's even cheaper. It would be Allen from Washington football team.
Yes.
4,100.
I think there's going to be a fair few dump-off passes.
But that price is just ridiculous. Like,
how much was he?
4,100.
Are you joking? Literally,
Yeah,
Marcus
there is.
Mariota, who is on IR, is more expensive than Kyle Allen. Oh, God.
That's the world we live in, people.
Silly.
But that means that you can do quite a lot.
You can do anything.
Elsewhere, really. But
exactly. I've got a crying baby upstairs. Let the other half deal with that. I'm such an arsehole.
I didn't want to say it, but I'll agree.
Hit me with your running backs, mate. Who do you like?
For me, the one that I'm targeting most is David Johnson. 5,200.
I've got him, and the word I've got next to him is trap ?
It does feel a little bit trappy, but
15% projected ownership as well.
I've in my stats say it's going to be 10, but yeah, it's going to be around that mark. But
is it Mixon vibes for you? Same thing.
It's more the matchup feels great against Jacksonville. I think that the team are going to want to show what they can do on offense. That means that David Johnson's going to probably be given more of an opportunity than he has been under Bill O'Brien.
He's seen a fair amount of touches, isn't he? So.
He has. He's just been not that great on it, but the matchups he's had have been quite difficult. I mean, he had a decent week 1, and then Baltimore and Pittsburgh were always going to be a struggle. The Minnesota game was kind of unfortunate, really. I mean, for me, it was more just he didn't get too involved in the passing game. But you see those
Johnson's
attempts
back now, isn't he?
Yeah, you can see those attempts out the backfield. Like, he's getting given the ball. It's just a case of he just needs to go.
Yeah, this is against Jacksonville, who are allowing 138 rushing yards a game.
Yeah. So that's
it's kind of make or break for him, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I would say so.
I've got DJ down there. I'm concerned. I've got 2 players that have got trap written next to them: David Johnson and Kenyon Drake.
Yeah, the Kenyon Drake one's really interesting.
What's your projected ownership on Kenyon Drake?
5.
Okay, I've got. Are you using Fantasy Pros for that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I've been using Rotoviz. They've got his projected ownership percentage at about 2%.
Yeah.
Which is this
thing is,
could be
everyone's
this could be a smash play, though. Do you know what I mean? If he does anything, he could win you.
Yeah. The thing is, he's going to have so low ownership because last week should have been a smash, and it was anything but. And people, you don't even have to have a long memory, but it's just it's just there, isn't it?
I love Kenyon Drake. This is the annoying thing. And he's 5'7", but it's the ownership percentage which is the thing that will potentially drag you in for that, because you potentially want a lineup that's going to have one player that's going to have very low ownership percentage that could blow up.
Yeah,
you'd like him cheaper than 5,700, but
That's why Chase Edmonds to me feels like a better play because he's 1,000 cheaper.
Yeah, he's 4.7. He's targets. He's seeing more targets. Obviously, the rushing attempts aren't there. Where's Drake? Drake's 5.7. Where are we looking here? So he's seeing. I don't think Ken Drake is the issue. I generally think it's the O-line for the Cardinals. I just think he's seeing. He's 13
I think it's the
attempts,
O-line
18
and then
20.
Murray as well.
Yeah. Also,
Murray's.
how is he not seeing more targets? He's a fantastic pass catching back.
So is Chase Edmonds.
He's better than Chase Edmonds.
Yeah, but I don't know. He's just. That's how I feel about him.
Who else have you got?
So the other guys I've got on my list are Jerick McKinnon.
Yep, so have I. If most it sits, obviously.
Which it looks like he will be, probably. I can't see why they would bring him back.
What's your percentage?
Uh,
I reckon if we work between yours and mine, then we get an idea what it might be. I've got 5%.
you might, yeah, 5%.
He's the only concern is if they run the score up, and then Jeff Wilson jumps in. But if they run the score up, I think McKinnon will be part of the reason they run the score.
Yeah, that's the reason. Yeah. So, other guys for me, you've got Robinson.
Yeah,
James Robinson.
6,700.
Similar reason as to why I want Johnson. He's just getting he's just getting the touches, volume play,
and it's against Houston, and you can run on Houston. They are horrendous. His projected
even so,
ownership,
he's still getting a lot of targets as well.
Yeah.
So he's pretty much he is the back there.
Well,
so
no one else is seeing basically anything else. So what's he seeing? 70. He's seeing, let's say, around 16, 17 attempts, and then he's seeing anywhere 3 to 6 targets.
Yeah.
4 to 6 targets, which is great. I've got his projection at about 12%, so I don't hate that. I think he's going to be in a fair few of my lineups.
Yeah. My last one is Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
Yeah, he's top of my list.
How can you not like him? I mean, it just feels like a great game to put him in.
Run on the Raiders.
Yeah, just run all day.
He's going to be the chalk running back.
Yeah,
I've got him at 20%.
Yeah, he's shown as 20%.
Yeah, he's 6,800. He hasn't exactly blown up yet, has he?
No, he hasn't. He's just been kind of.
He's seeing the rushing attempts, and he's now starting. He's seeing a good amount of targets.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, you have to remember Baltimore are legit.
Yeah.
New England as well. He had an injury that week, I think. Didn't he? He had an injury last week that they weren't sure if he was going to be suiting up or whatever. So,
okay.
So he probably played somewhat hobbled or.
And if they run the score up, they will still run with him.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. He to me was he's one of the first guys that I've put in my lineup.
Other guys I've got on top. I like Mike Davis. I think we spoke about him a little bit earlier, or I did anyway. It's against the Falcons. He's basically being used exactly like CMC. Basically, he's seeing the rushing attempts, 13, 16 the last two, and 6 and 9 targets and 8 targets a week before in week 2. At 6,400, I really quite like him. There's quite a few running backs. So you got like C.H. Robinson and Davis, who are all very, very appealing to me.
Yeah, this week feels like one where there's a lot of running back options.
Yeah, I've got 2 others. I've got his ownership percentage at 12%. Kareem Hunt is going to be, I think, is going to be fairly popular. I think he's about 8%. He's at 6,500. I'm probably. It's the Indy defense worries me slightly, even though I see this game being more of basically a rushing game on both sides of the ball.
It's a tough matchup. I mean, the Colts don't have Leonard, do they?
No, he's out,
and he's a big part of that.
That's huge.
Defense. Yeah. I can see it for Kareem Hunt, but it's the matchup that kind of makes me hesitate.
I don't think he's. So what's he been seeing? He's seen what I'm guessing around 20 touches a game. So what, 16? Near on 17 to 20 touches a game.
Yeah.
I don't think he'll see that much more. He might get 23, 24 max, which is great. But I still think they are going to sprinkle in Dontrell Hilliard and what's the other guy?
Ernest Johnson.
Yeah, they will sprinkle those two in. And you know what the Browns will probably be like. They'll sprinkle them in inside the 5-yard line and steal all the touchdowns if there are any.
Yep.
I've got two cheap ones.
Okay.
My boy, Devonta Freeman, against the Cowboys.
Okay.
Forget the stat line from last week for Devonta Freeman because it wasn't great. It wasn't awful. 11 for 33.
Solid.
This right here is what I'm interested about. 4 targets, 4 receptions, 35 yards. That's where he's going to grab his points. The Cowboys, he is an underrated pass catching back. And call me biased, whatever you want. I genuinely think he's still better than Todd Gurley. I do. He looks faster than Todd Gurley. He looks like he can cut better than Todd Gurley. I think at 4,600, I think the price there for kind of a bit of a smash upside play, he might get you 10 points, but he might get 2 touchdowns, 8 receptions, 70 yards, and that could very well help this week. And I think his ownership percentage is going to be, I've got around 6%. So I think that Freeman could do pretty well this week against the Cowboys. You with me or are you against me?
Yeah. I just don't really want a Giants player.
I know what you mean. Oh,
I just don't really want it. Like, the thing is, for me, DraftKings, I always think it's like it's all about enjoyment and fun.
Yeah.
So I want players that I want to be watching, players that I want to watch the games in, and I don't really think I want to watch the Giants play.
I want Devonta Freeman to do well.
Okay.
Without fantasy, I just do.
Yeah.
I think. And the other one is another one of my guys who is. I put a tweet out on Twitter a couple of days ago. Gus Edwards is a better running back than J.K. Dobbins.
Yeah, I saw that. I was going to bite on it, and then I thought, nah.
Mate, I wasn't looking for biters.
He's done that deliberately. It's
no,
what's that Tom Hardy gif? That's bait. That's what I felt.
Honestly, I wasn't looking for biters at all. It was the same. It's the same sort of kind of tweet that I put ages ago. Well, not ages ago. I can't think. Before the season, saying Russell Wilson is the best quarterback in the NFL.
Incorrect.
It's not incorrect. It is bang on correct.
Yeah, it's Aaron Rodgers. But...
No, it's really not.
Yeah, it kind of is.
No, it's Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson is the best quarterback. I'm not talking about now. I'm talking. This was before the season. Russell Wilson is the best quarterback in the NFL, and I got pelters for it. And fair enough, people didn't agree with me. I can understand that.
I can understand why you got pelters because it's wrong. So
And you think Aaron Rodgers, Mr. I've done fuck all for like 4 years, is better?
Okay, so who's Aaron Rodgers had to target other than Adams?
Okay, so Wilson has just had recently DK and Tyler, and they are a running team. They weren't the Packers were more of a passing team when McCarthy was there.
Okay. And my question still stands.
Who have they had? Jimmy Graham, Joe Michael Finley, fantastic tight ends. Jared Cook, amazing tight end. Geronimo Allison, one of the top 5 wide receivers in Packers history. Jordy Nelson. Randall Cobb.
I thought you were saying top 5 receivers.
I was going to say,
Allison. I
was going to say in the NFL, and I thought, no, I can't get
that far. Jordan Nelson, I'll give you.
At least you didn't be predictable like everyone else. Oh, it's Lamar Jackson, or it's Patrick Mahomes. They're both great, but Russell Wilson is just special. I'm sorry, I'm not going to give you pelters for thinking Aaron Rodgers is the best quarterback in the NFL. That's fair enough. I just don't think Russell Wilson gets anywhere near the credit he deserves.
No, I don't think he does. But
get him as MVP this year, even if it's a vote. He deserves a vote.
Derek Carr has more votes.
That's ridiculous. It is. So yeah, Gus Edwards is my one at 4,000. If this is along the lines that if the Ravens run up the score on Cincinnati, which they quite possibly could, Gus Edwards is probably going to see the ball. He's seen more snaps than Dobbins, more snaps than Mark Ingram, I believe. I think Mark Ingram saw 20 last week. And I think if Gus Edwards is given an opportunity, he could be a really fantastic running back. And if they, as you say, if they run up the score, then I think they're just going to pound the ball and just pound it with Gus Edwards, and then add a bit of J.K. Dobbins in there as well. And he's at 4,000. So he's if you've only got 4,000 left in and you want a kind of an upside shot, then I think Gus Edwards is definitely a touchdown, and I don't know, 50 odd yards is definitely potentially there.
Yeah.
Cool. Anyone else?
No, I think that's it for me.
Cool. Wide receivers.
Okay. It's going to be debate, isn't it? In stacks as well. Is it Robbie Anderson? Is it DJ I can kind of see it I can kind of see the thing for both. I think it's going to be a situation where if I'm playing 4 lineups, I'm going to have 2 with John Anderson and 2 with Moore. It's that close.
I know, mate. I know exactly what it's horrendous because I'll tell everyone the stat which I told you. That was, I was trying to find out this week or today actually, what the Falcons' kind of base defense, what they play. Is it zone? Is it man-to-man, man coverage? And mainly because Robbie Anderson plays better in man coverage and DJ Moore is better in zone, against zone, basically. So I was hoping to find out what the Falcons are going to more than likely do or have done over the last 4 games, so I can base that on who I want to start this week. I found out from at Falc Fans, Aaron Freeman, that the Falcons over the last first 4 games of the season, this has not helped one bit, played 49.4% of the time man coverage and 50.6% zone coverage. So my hope of one or the other being 75% is gone. So yeah, if you're playing 4 lineups, you're having 2 and 2, aren't you?
That's what it feels like to me.
Yeah, it's horrendous. So I presume they're 2 of your wide receivers that you quite like.
Yep, they are.
They're both priced fairly similarly. What is it? Anderson is 5.9,
and Moore's 6.
and I've got the ownership percentages are around 7.5%, 8% each, so they're fairly similar.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It feels to me like a coin flip between the two.
Would you stack them with Teddy?
Probably not.
Even at the price, they're not badly priced.
No, but the thing is, I don't like taking two receivers from the same team.
I can
because only one of them can score a touchdown on anyone.
And we know we know all the touchdowns will end up going to Ian Thomas.
Oh yeah, probably. Or even the backup tight end. Is it Manhunts?
God, I have no idea. Absolutely no idea.
Who else? Other guys that I like are CeeDee Lamb.
Yep.
Feels to me like you just kind of have to put him in.
There's 6,000.
Yeah. Then I've got some cheaper options. So Deontay Johnson.
Yeah, at 5.6. Love Deontay.
And then if you want to go real cheap, Zach Pascal. 4,600.
Interesting.
As we said earlier, Cleveland can be got through the air. Hilton isn't fully fit. I know I think he's not questionable or anything like that, but that hamstring is still going to be an issue. Campbell's out.
Seen a steady flow of targets. First 4 games, 3, 4, 4, 8.
Yep. So I think this is something we could see even more usage for him in this game.
Yeah, I don't hate that at 4.6. It's not a bad price.
And that's the thing. It's one of those where he's cheap and he does come with risk, but that is baked into his price, and it means you can pay up at other positions. So
are you going to be Zach Pascal and Carl Allening it?
I'm not that brave.
Someone who enters a million maker will win it with that, won't they?
Yeah, probably.
And Logan Thomas, the one week you don't play him.
Yeah.
Logan Thomas, eight targets, 7 receptions, 3 touchdowns, 113 yards, obviously. Anyone else?
They're the main targets for me this week. I feel like you could go with Slayton as well. He's a cheap option. You could go for T.Y. Hilton as well.
No.
You could do if you want.
You could if you just want to pitch your money away.
Yeah, you could do.
But he's due to have a good game, isn't he? T.Y. He's got to.
Yeah, I mean, it always feels when everything seems like it's questioning against him. That's when he just reminds everyone. He goes like, "No, I can't play." So
I thought that might be last week.
I'm going to catch 10 balls for 900 yards and 9 touchdowns.
Oh, you're giving Philip Rivers way too much credit.
Oh no, they're all dump offs.
Oh, okay.
He's just
fair enough.
He's just showing like I can beat anyone.
900 yards and 849 of them are after the catch.
Yeah, he's just yakking it
all from the 3-yard line.
Yeah, that's it. It's a weird game.
I'm pretty
incredible.
I'm pretty similar to you, man. I got CeeDee Lamb at he's 6,000. I've got his percentage around 8% owned. I considered Cooper, but his percentage ownership was about 15. He's 7.4, so I'd much prefer Lamb at 6,000. I think the thing with Cooper was he's just seeing so many targets at the moment.
Yeah, he is.
So 16 last week, 12 the week before, 9, and then 14 in week 1. It's hard not to play him with the amount of targets he's getting. And he's what?
This is them, which was previously a problem for him when he was in Oakland. He was getting targets, but he just wasn't hauling them in.
Well, he was 7,000. So CeeDee Lamb is 1,400 cheaper, and he's seeing basically half the amount of targets.
Yeah,
and doing
It's just he seems to be enjoying the secondary coverage.
Yeah,
that he's getting,
and it's against the Giants.
Yeah.
So, do you know what? I would put CeeDee Lamb in my lineup, but if I had somehow had 1,400 left over, I might pivot to Amari Cooper just because he's seeing so many targets. But the likelihood is of filling a lineup and then having 1,400 left over with me is basically
I was going to
zero.
say it's quite minimal, but yeah,
it's not happening. I've got a play which I love this week, and his name is Will Fuller.
Oh, I thought you were going to say him after you said about Deshaun Watson.
Love.
I feel like one of these receivers is going to go off.
Oh, do you want to know who my other one is?
Brandon Cooks.
Brandon Cooks at 4,100.
One of these guys is going to go off.
Yeah. It'll be Will Fuller. Please be Will Fuller, because
I feel like
have him so many
places. It's more likely to be Will Fuller, but I could see it being Brandon Cooks. Like, I could see that happening. Yeah, I quite like it as well. Yeah, as you say, he's been seeing quite a lot of targets. He's doing quite a lot with them as well.
Yeah, I've got his ownership at about 11%, Cooks at about 6%.
Yeah.
I don't hate. That's really the wrong way to start this. On the other side of this game, DJ Chark, 6,500. He had a real bounce back game last week. 8 of 9 for 95 and 2 touchdowns. Over his injury kind of concerns that he had, which is good, which left him out of week 3 against the Bengals, wasn't it? No, it wasn't. Who did the Jacksonville play week 3? He missed out against. Oh, I can't remember. It's not important. But yeah, I think I've got Charks. He's going to be about 11%, I reckon, as well. Something around that number. I'd say he'll be fairly popular. He is Minshew's number 1 target. It's him, Keelan Cole, Conley, and obviously Robinson. Robinson's seeing some targets out of the backfield, but Chark is garbage Minshew's main guy.
It was Miami.
There we go. Yeah,
I looked it up.
I considered Jameson Crowder and then realised
it's Joe Flacco.
But
just when you think you can't downgrade from Sam Darnold, like they just went no. You can watch. Watch this.
The thing with Crowder is he's played 2 games. I know this is with Darnold, and it's totally different. He's played 2 games. He's seen 23 targets, mate, in 2 games. He is the most dependable pass catching player on that team, probably even ahead of Lev Bell, who I think will start this week.
Yeah, but like
they've got to throw it to someone.
That to me doesn't feel like something that you should. It's like saying you're the best football player in Scotland. What does that mean?
Shots fired. Do you know what? I would be more tempted by Crowder at the price he's been for the last in week 1 and week 4, 600 cheaper. He would be more tempting to me, but I'm probably going to leave him this week.
The thing is, for me, the game that they had in the opener, it was just one long play that made that week total.
But Crowder always plays well against the Bills. Both games last year were 2 of his 3
but what I'm saying is, if you're looking at that, and then you just take away 6-9 yards and a touchdown from that week 1 game, it's not that great.
Sweet.
Denver as well, like it's
still getting 15, 14 points. It's awful.
It's not awful, but it's not great.
No, I totally agree with you on that. I just think he's dependable. I might have him in 1 or 2 lineups, but he's not going to be in any of my main ones that I think will probably do well. Deontay Johnson, yes. Calvin Ridley. And this will be my stack with Matt Ryan. And even with what you were saying about double coverage, are the Panthers clever enough to do that?
But I just said it now, and I'm not a defensive coordinator.
Yeah, but this is the Panthers. Are they clever enough?
I don't know. Can they use Google? Like,
No.
I don't know.
No.
If you saw them at all or nothing, like you'd say that they have some level of intelligence. Like they must be able to go, oh, if Julio's not out, what's that other receiver? You know, the one that's been scoring all the touchdowns. What's his name?
Apart from last week.
Well, apart from us.
When I think
do you think we should cover him? And they'll go like, nah, don't worry about it. Just let him do what he wants.
Big fat 0 last week. Cheers for that.
5 targets, eh?
Yeah, I do love the fact that his price dropped after going for 100 yards, 110 against Chicago.
Yeah, it's injury concerns, wasn't it? They put that in the price, and obviously the Packers.
But they haven't put it in this week
as well.
7.5.
Because he's more likely to play.
Well, he was going to play last week. He was always going to play.
They were saying quite early on that him and Julio were going to be on snap counts.
How many? Can you tell me how many? What snap percentage you played last week?
I couldn't tell you off the top of my head. I don't know where I'd find it right now.
Let me have a look. This is the reason I have Sleeper up. Come on. So you saw 63% in the time he was on the field. So yeah, less than the rest, which are 85, 83, and 93. So the price is anything concerning for me. If I'm starting Matt Ryan, I'm stacking him with Ridley. Basically, that's what I'm doing.
That has to be the stack.
Yeah. I don't hate Hayden Hurst this week, but it's Ridley, if anything. You mentioned Slayton, 4,800. It's the Cowboys. The Cowboys have been horrendous defensively. And all he needs is to catch one long ball.
Yeah.
That's all he needs. He's week 1 he did pretty well. So week 1 he came out 6 of 9 for 102, and then he's seeing a steady amount of targets. This is the thing. Just not doing a huge amount with them. At 4,800, I'm willing to gamble on that. Golden Tate, I've got his percentage Slayton's at 9%. Tate at 4.6. As I'll say it again, I'll say it what I've been saying the last couple of weeks about the Cowboys. They can be had in the middle of the field and in the slot. And this is where Golden Tate lives, basically, when he's not trying to fight Jalen Ramsey. So,
can we just say, why do players keep trying to punch other players with helmets on?
That's stupid.
Like, it just doesn't seem logical to me. Like, oh, he's got a massive thing that protects him from injury. I'll punch that. I don't know. Maybe that's just...
Oh, man, that's just stupid. He's 4,600. I've got his percentage at 6%. I think he could do pretty well. I think if I'm going to play a giant, it's either going to be Tate or Shepherd, one of the two. Not Shepherd, Staten, not Shepherd.
Yeah.
I also don't hate Sammy Watkins.
Okay.
Tyreek Hill is what? Tyreek Hill has scored a touchdown every single week so far, I believe. He's 6'9". Watkins is actually looking okay this year. He's seen 9 targets, 3, 8, 7. He only scored 1 touchdown, but I think the targets are there, and in the best offense in the league, I think that's important. I will only be playing Sammy Watkins in any lineup, so I do not have CEH in. I will not play both of them. And at 4,500, I like the price.
Yeah, it's nice.
And I think his ownership percentage is going to be around 9%. So he's going to be, I think there'll be some people who think exactly the same as me. Tight ends. I'll lead off with mine. Well, I'm one of them. I'm going to start off with my cheapest. Trey Burton for the
Okay.
Colts against Cleveland. Let's have a look. Trey Burton. He saw more. He saw more snaps than Jack Doyle and Mo Alie-Cox last week. He saw five targets. He didn't look sharp. Let's put it that way. It seemed to me like they want to get him involved, or they really wanted to in that game against Chicago.
Revenge game.
Yeah.
Revenge game narrative.
And he's 2,900. And we know Phil Rivers loves a tight end. Yes, he's got Doyle. Yes, he's got Alie-Cox there. But for Burton's first game, and also that there was some good reports coming out of training camp before he got injured, 5 targets.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to be in a fair few of mine to save money elsewhere.
Yeah.
And yeah, his ownership is going to be about 1%, I reckon. So,
if that.
Yeah, if that. Who's your cheapo? Have you got a cheapo?
My tight end option, I think I've only kind of really had. Well, I've had Higbee, which it's fine. Eric Ebron.
Yes.
That's the guy.
King Eric Ebron.
That's the guy this week. That's what it feels for me. Feels like it has to be Ebron.
I don't think his ownership percentage is going to be that high. I've got it around 3%.
Yeah, fancy prizes of 1.
Jeez. Okay, so if we meet middle of that, let's say 2. 2 is great.
Yeah.
Reports out training camp were good.
Yeah, I think Big Ben said that he knows he needs to start using Ebron more. The Eagles are not good.
Big Ben is clever. The Eagles are the 3rd worst against tight ends.
Yeah. And actually, I would caveat that and say they're 2nd worst because the Falcons shot to the top of that list, but that's always going to happen if, after Tonyan catches 3 touchdowns.
3 for 98 or something, wasn't it?
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like, that to me just feels it's artificially inflated.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this to me feels like a great play. Yeah. So he's in both of my lineups that I've written on post-it notes.
I like that. Anyone else?
He, as I say, he's the main guy. Elsewhere, I could see myself being talked into Evan Ingram, and then I'd probably throw up in a bin somewhere.
4,600. He's seeing the targets. It's
just one of those where that touchdown hasn't come yet, and it could in this game.
Evan Ingram is the kind of player that you're looking at, you're putting your lineup together, and you hover over him, and you press draft player, and at the same time you go, ooh.
Yeah, do not feel good about that.
No, but you could.
But this is the thing. That's why I prefer Ebron because he's somewhat cheaper. Then maybe Aikens.
Every week for me, Jordan Aikens. Every single week, and he's 3,300. He was having a good game until he got a horrendous hit last week. Knocked out the game 3 for 3, 46 yards. The price at 3,300 is tasty. Do you know what? You could do a lot worse than Jordan Aikens and Eric Ebron in the same lineup. It gives you plenty of flexibility elsewhere.
Yep, true.
Targets aren't great. 2, 7, 3, 3, but he ain't dropping them. And if we like Deshaun Watson this week, then cue Darren Fells scoring all the touchdowns.
Yeah, standard.
There's not. Aikens on my list. Ebron is on my list. Trey Burton.
I'm going to say Logan Thomas as well, just because I feel like I have to mention him every week because he will eventually have a big game.
He's got to be somewhere down the bottom, isn't he? I know he's down
Logan Thomas, he's 3.5.
Eight, 9, 7, 4. He's going up, but the yardage is going down.
It's going to happen. There's going to be a game where he does it, but
there will be one, and it'll be the game that you don't pick him.
That's why I'm going to pick him every game.
I know. Joe, I don't hate if I want to get a piece of the Cowboys Giants game on the Cowboys side of things.
Yeah, you're going to say Schultz.
I'm going to say Schultz because he's seeing the targets.
I can't say it. Not in this game. I think this is a game for Gallup. Gallup will get those targets and not Schultz. It's actually the only part of the Giants' defense that actually operates well against tight ends. It's the only part. I think those targets are going to go to Gallup and the receivers.
I can see where you're coming from.
I knew you were going to say Schultz as well. I knew it. I knew you were going to say that.
It's that if you want a Prescott and you, my thoughts were if you're going to think about you want Prescott in one of your lineups and you're spending elsewhere and you haven't got enough money for a CeeDee Lamb and you want to stack with one of them, I think Schultz will be the one. But yeah, and I don't hate him. He's going to be in minimal lineups for me, but I might chuck him in one or two. Should we talk about defenses?
Yeah, let's talk about defenses.
I haven't even got a list for defenses, mate.
You just have one.
But I know who I like.
Okay.
I would have loved the Patriots. I would have loved them, but they're not. The Rams against Kyle Allen.
Yep.
Is one for me. Aaron Donald could literally have a field day. 4,000 a year. They're one of the most expensive. They didn't have a bad week last week, I don't believe, against the Giants. They scored 11 points, 5 sacks. They're getting the sacks. Jalen Ramsey's not looking fantastic. He'll be probably going up against McLaurin. The Ravens, because they're the Ravens. The Steelers. Ravens are 3-9. Steelers are 3-8. Steelers are probably on the other side of that as well. Philly are doing defensively. Their defensive front, they're getting sacks. But do you know who I'm quietly quite like is the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah,
against Derek Carr. Do you know I heard on the CBS Fantasy Football podcast, which I would seriously recommend to anyone to listen to. I think it's good fun to listen to. One of the stats was Derek Carr's every time Derek Carr's played at Arrowhead 6 times, I think.
Okay.
Or 5 times. What do you think his average? What do you think the total amount of fantasy points he has scored against the Chiefs at Arrowhead?
It's going to be something ridiculously low. How many times do you say? 6 times.
Yeah.
50.
It's like 54 points in 6 games.
There you go. I thought it was going to be like less than 10.
It's ridiculous. Oh, come
on.
It's like 9 points a game.
I seem to remember there was like one game where he threw like just a bunch of interceptions. Like seemed like it was almost like a Fitzpatrick.
Yeah.
Kind of game.
I think that I think they could have a good game this week.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you like?
For me, it's the Rams and Steelers. I was somewhat tempted by the Broncos.
Against Jarrett Stidham.
Yeah, but that's not going to happen. Colts is also somewhat entertaining because they are the best defense in the league at this point in the season. Yeah, I mean,
I think you're going to have to pay up for a defense this week.
It
don't
feels
mess
like
around.
That. Yeah, it feels like that to me as well. The only one I'd kind of be tempted to pay down for would be the Colts or the Chiefs.
Yeah.
After that, you're kind of just, I don't know, you're just praying, aren't you?
Let's chuck the Rays in against the Chiefs, yeah, or the Giants against. Yeah, you don't want it. I think the only defenses on. Well, what about the Cardinals against Jets?
Cardinals are interested, yeah, but like I would prefer to have the Rams,
Yeah,
or the Steelers, who are cheaper than the Cardinals. But like the Cardinals are a great play. Like if you're in a redraft league, then the Cardinals are great.
yeah, agreed. Right, okay, we've gone through a fair few players that we like. Hopefully, that's helped whoever's watching this or listening to this or whatever. Kind of ironed out any kind of thoughts and decisions that you might have made or needed to make for any lineups you got this week. Should we talk about the two lineups which we've put together?
Yep.
Rich, would you like to tell me your first lineup?
Okay, first post-it note. I'm going to go the one that's heavy Steelers. First one.
Okay.
So Big Ben at quarterback.
Yeah.
Running backs, David Johnson, Jerick McKinnon.
Yeah.
Wide receivers, Deontay Johnson, CeeDee Lamb, Juju Smith-Schuster.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm going heavy Steelers.
You are going heavy.
Yeah, tight end Eric Ebron, flex David Moore, and DST Steelers.
Like that. That is. You better hope for a high scoring game. That is literally either 50 points or 200. There's no middle ground.
No.
All right, I'll tell you one of my first lineup is Teddy Bridgewater, Mike Davis, Todd Gurley, DJ Chark, CeeDee Lamb, Darius Slayton, Eric Ebron, Will Fuller, and the Rams. So okay. I kind of feel like I've got Fuller and Slayton there as kind of big play. I've got Gurley there, who's probably going to steal all the touchdowns, and the stack of Teddy and Mike Davis I quite like, and obviously Eric Ebron because he's amazing.
Second lineup.
Oh, here we go.
Teddy Bridgewater.
Yeah.
Running backs are David Johnson and Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
Yeah.
Receivers are Robbie Anderson, CeeDee Lamb, and Zach Pascal.
Yeah.
Tight end Eric Ebron. Flex is Robinson.
Yeah. Oh, I like that.
And DST is the Rams.
Yeah. I tried to get Robinson in one of these two, but I just couldn't.
See, but this is the thing. That's part of my love for Zach Pascal this week. Is I can put Zach Pascal in there and I can get him in.
Yeah. My second lineup's got a few of the same players as the first one. Only a few. My second one is Matt Ryan. My running backs are Mike Davis and CEH. My wide receivers are CeeDee Lamb, same as my first one. Calvin Ridley and Darius Slayton again. Oh, come on, Daniel Jones, do something well, please.
If he doesn't do anything in this game,
he's done.
I'm out. Yeah, I'm out.
Totally done. Jordan Akins, a tight end. I had to get Deontay Johnson in as my flex, and the Kansas City Chiefs as my my defense. Do you know what, mate? I really quite like all four of those lineups.
Yeah. I feel like the Steelers ones feels to me like a real. I feel that might be the one I end up going for because it just feels like, I don't know, it just feels pretty beauty.
Do you know what? I'm gonna quickly play around here, and I'm just gonna do a lineup which could, from where I'm looking to see how this goes. I like your Steelers one. I think that could go ridiculous.
Yeah.
But I reckon, can we mix in? Where the hell is Eric Ebron when I want to find him?
4,000.
There we go. Can we mix in two high-scoring games, which I think the Jags, Texans, and the Steelers, Eagles? Can we mix in basically just that lineup? Wide receiver, you'd put Deontay in, wouldn't you? 5'6", that price.
Yeah.
Quarterback, would you go Minshew, or do you think we can I could try and fit in just try and fit in Deshaun Watson. Screw it, why not?
Yeah. Try that and then sell for Big Ben.
Okay, so DST Steelers.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got 4-9 running back. So, here we go with David Johnson. There we go, 5-2. And in the flex 4-7, can we find someone who's Kirk Hurst? No, I'm not putting Keelan Cole.
Well, not in that game, but Zach Pascal.
Where is he?
4-6, just there. He was there.
Devontae Freeman, though. So, okay, let's put Zach Pascal in just for shits and giggles. That team, that game is, okay. Interesting. Would you not want to put in a Greg Ward just to get a little bit on the other side of the Pittsburgh game? Or not?
Is Carson Wentz still the quarterback?
Unfortunately,
or are they going for Jalen Hurts? I just want to check what we're doing there.
Oh, do you know what? Screw that. Do you know what I'll do? I'll put Brandon Cooks in.
Yeah, I knew you were going to. As soon as you scroll down, I was like, yeah, it's going to be Cooks.
Yeah, just Deshaun Watson, David Johnson, Will Fuller, and Brandon Cooks. Literally, if we think the Texans go off, then that could be beautiful. And then the Steelers, Ebron, Deontay Johnson, and then put James Robinson on the other side.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm really tempted to put that as one of my lineups. Oh, I'm tempted, but I still prefer my ones to that.
Yeah, I bet you do.
Yeah, I'm going to play that in season long now. All right, mate. Where can we find you on Twitter?
You can find me at kfantasy_sports or Rich King FF, but Kfantasy Sports is where I'm more active now.
Yeah. Go and follow Rich and go and follow King Fantasy Sports. You'll find some great articles and great redraft, dynasty, DFS, everything on his website. You've got t-shirts and everything as well in your little shop on the site.
I do, yeah. I haven't looked at any t-shirts for a while, but yeah. If there's anything anyone wants, just hit me up because I don't mind doing almost like custom orders. So yeah, hit me up.
Hear that? Do it. Someone get a King Eric Ebron t-shirt.
I might make one.
You should make one. It should be.
Send it to Tim.
You should make King Eric Ebron a garbage Minshew. These are ones that I've been thinking of for t-shirts. Garbage Minshew, the King Eric Ebron. You should have a picture or a photo of Marshawn Lattimore hanging off to Julio Jones before the ball even got to him with the slogan "To have and to hold." Holdy McHoldface.
Holdy McHoldface.
Oh yeah. So we know where can we find me on Twitter? My personal account, which is at Jamie_Byrom, BYIOMKM for Kickers Matter, and obviously at Season Long DFS, and the website www.seasonlongdfs.com. Have I missed anything out, Rich?
I don't think so. No.
No.
Oh, I think we're good.
Jesus Christ, that's got to be a first, isn't it?
Even a broken clock is right 2 times a day.
Exactly, mate. And then every squirrel finds a nut sometime.
do enough of these, and eventually they have to be have some type of production value, don't they? So
exactly. Do you know what? If anyone has managed to somehow get to the end of this video and watch it all, then I'm a round of applause. And also, send us a picture of your lineup, that your main lineup that you're going to do for this week, for week 5. We want to know, and we're not going to copy it. If you're in season long DFS, it's fine. But I just
I'm
think
not promising that.
He will. You'll
I'm not promising anything.
no.
If you send me it, I like it, I might enter
But
it.
I'm interested. I'm interested to see what other people, not specifically in the season on DFS, are going to put together. But just if you play DFS and you've got some lineups that you're doing, shoot them over to us, and we'll feel really bad when we realise that they're so much better than ours. And also, any comments on YouTube are appreciated on anything that you think we can do better, or just generally slagging us off. That's perfectly fine by me. A like, just like the video, sub on the YouTube channel, retweet, share it, do everything, anything to help this grow, because we want to help you guys. I'm not doing this just because I want to speak to Rich as much as I like Rich.
That hurts.
No. This is. I look forward to this every on a Monday morning. I wake up ready to get into work and go, do you know what? I've only got 5 days till I get to sit down on a Friday evening with Rich and talk DFS and NFL. And do you know what? It's exciting. It's that,
It is.
and the podcast. It's that and doing the Kickers Matter podcast, which unfortunately I couldn't do yesterday because Rachel was out and Isabel is not sleeping well.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to lie to me. If it's just that you can't put up with me for more than, you can only put up with me one time in a week, then just say it's fine. I can take it.
Rich, if that were the case, I would tell you.
You would actually.
I am not one to hold back.
It's true.
I'm not one to hold back.
But
true. Yeah, thank you very much, everyone, for taking the time to watch this, and we hope we help you win a bit of money this week. And Rich, thank you again for joining me for the third straight week. Jesus Christ,
it is.
We're like a married couple, mate. And,
one more, and I get a set of steak knives, I think.
One steak knife. You don't get two. You get one.
Take it.
Don't push it. And I look forward to speaking to you again next week.
Yep, sounds good.
Bye, mate. Peace out.
Take it easy.
Take care.